The marching storm goes on a 2 to 3 week hiatus and they come back sounding a little bit cleaner, and they cleaning football players' clocks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whenever you watch me right now. My name is Jay Luke, the owner and operator of the Passion Is Network. I'm also the host of Talk That Talk. Remember, you can get any of our merchandise right here on our store. All you got to do is click on it, whatever you want, put it inside the cart. You can get 30% off your final purchase. Just type in HBCU band. Also, remember, go ahead and click that like button right now and subscribe to the Passion Is Network, and make sure you turn on notifications. Man, listen, I was chilling this past week. Like I had no intentions of doing anything. I watched a few things. Shout out to the Battle of the Bands that took place in Beaumont. Shout out to the winners, the high school Battle of the Bands. Obviously, I heard there was another high school Battle of the Bands, I think in Louisiana somewhere. A lot of high school Battle of the Bands. So shout out to everybody who participated. Jackson and Valley went head to head with one another, and I listened to that. But I really didn't plan on getting on any news subjects until I saw this. And honestly, I didn't even see it. I got it sent to me like 3 times. And so then I went to go watch it. But we're going to watch it together. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it.
In the stands. Football players that went up on the ground.
So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you, back in my day, when we would have seen something going down like that, the whole band would have rushed. That's back in my day. I can think of a particular issue that happened at FAM. I don't know what it is with y'all. Never mind. But I also want to go through this time to clarify exactly what happened. So let's be very clear. It looks like the Banners get into a scrap or a scruffle with the FAMU football players, and it's woe time, right? Not exactly what happened. I try my best to try to get as much information as I possibly can before I report on things. If I don't, I usually give my opinion. In this one, I'm going to have to give you the information that was given to me. So apparently the Storm didn't even know what was going on, for the most part. There was a football player's father who was, I guess, trying to get down, towards the field or whatever, and apparently bumped a member of the Twirling Thunder. Once that happened, there was an incident that ensued based on the fact that they bumped the young lady from Twirling Thunder. They were basically letting him know that he couldn't go that way. He was being more of the aggressor. I think one of the tuba players kind of stood up for the young lady, and then the football player, the football player of the dad rushed over to try to actually get more calm out of the situation. But really, the football player's dad was the person and or the aggressor, hence the reason why you didn't really see the Storm like lashing out. So, and I want to make sure I think I told that story correctly, but if you go back and look at it, I'm assuming this young brother who ran over was the football player's son. So I'm gonna go ahead and so I think this young brother jumping up right here is the one who's the football player. He goes up in the stands And see, he's actually trying to calm him down. He's actually trying to pull him apart. Most of the Storm kids, if you realize at the beginning, most of the Storm kids were playing alma mater. They had absolutely no idea what was going on in the first place. And it seems to me to be more of the situation of the football players and the father being more the aggressor, while the Storm members are just kind of like, ain't nothing really going down. So honestly, when I say back in my day, I'm actually glad they didn't do that again. I said that before. I'm actually glad they didn't make that decision to jump fly, because it would have made this particular situation bigger than what it actually was. So it seems to me now, when you have these football players coming down, I think they're just more or less trying to figure out what's going on, and honestly being to the back of the football player who's trying to calm the dad down. So they don't even look like they're being the aggressor here. Yeah, if you notice, this like number 73 is like telling them to come down, like get out of the stands. So yeah, you see how they're telling them just to come down? And then it seems to me here, they're calming. I think this may be the dad. So I think that's what's going on in that particular situation. So I think they calmed him down. They calmed him down. This may be the son. This is probably the dad here. It looks like Drum Major is telling them to chill. You know, let's not make this thing a lot worse than what it possibly could be. So I like the fact that there were level heads, because it could have gone a lot worse. I know that I was in a band with some folks who don't have time for level heads. I'm glad that we're kind of in a day and age now where I guess the young folks have a little bit more leveler heads than we did. But so I would definitely say, I don't know what happened to this young. He just may be out of breath. He just may have had a hard game, because he looked like he was struggling. Oh Lord, just get me out of here. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm supposed to be reporting the news, but I'm sorry. It was just funny. Him walking, I don't know. He may have had a hard game. It just may have been a hard game.
Football players that went up on the brown.
But essentially, what we're looking at is, I don't think I would call this a false alarm. This was, from what I can tell or to understand, incited by the football player's father, and not specifically any football players, or or to the fact of the football players may have lost the game, because from what I understand, PV won that game and they felt a type of way. I just think that it was incited and ensued by someone who, again, kind of going back to the things that we talked about before, not knowing or understanding or caring about rules and regulations as it relates to the band. I see a lot of people in my comments, and that's cool. You are more than welcome to comment whatever you want to say, but I want to make sure I address this too. I see a lot of people in the comments who are really gung-ho about the football team. Fair. If that's what you rock with, that's fair. But I'm gonna also argue this point. If you're talking about the NFL, then for most of the time, yeah, then your argument is very valid, right? If I go to an NFL game, I'm going to see the football specifically. But you got to understand, when you're going to any game that's at a college, whether it be HBCUs, predominantly white institution, more or less predominantly white institutions, yes, a lot of people go there for the football, probably predominantly white institutions. But when you're talking about the fact that you're talking about a university program, there are other assets that are a part of that day that other people are there to see. I may be a parent of a kid who is a baton twirler in the band. While it's nice that I'm there to be able to see the football team, I want to see my baby perform too. And so you have to understand that there are rules, regulations, and guidelines, and most of all, respect that should be given to everyone who is participating at that game on that day. So in this particular manner, when you start talking about band, there are rules and regulations and a level of respect that you should have when you have bands performing at games. And so I think this is just a particular situation where the dad tried to bump the system, buck the system, go through the band, and they told him no. He wanted to be the aggressor anyway because in his mind, it's just band. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do that to the 100. Now I feel like I've said that before when it came to fam. But either way, still, at the end of the day, there has to be a level of respect given on both sides. And I think more often than not, band students are more apt to give the respect on that end. And I'm not saying football players, coaches don't do that. So please do not mince my words. But what I am saying is that by and large, the level of respect that is given to the band from the football play or the football atmosphere side, it gets really murky. And I think that we just have to understand that these are all students who are performing. These are all students who are there to get their education. Again, if this was an NFL conversation, then yes, football all day. That's what it's about. Even honestly, and I have some people I march with. I got some sorority members, some former students who were cheerleaders and some of these football teams. That's why they cheer in their space, in their area, and they get out the way. Because when it's NFL, it's all about that. But when you're talking about college, high school, so on and so forth, there are other moving parts to that game day experience. But you guys tell me what your thoughts are. Do you think that the father was right? I guess he just wanted to buck the system. Or do you think the band did the right thing by keeping a level head? Or do you think they should have just went in? And I mean in. I don't know. Y'all tell me all that inside of the comment section. Don't forget 30% off your purchase. Anything you get out in our store, remember, just type in HBCU band. Also, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the Passionate Network and turn on your notifications, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you all next time. Peace.